So you're thinking of moving to Denver metro area of Colorado, but you're not quite sure which area you want to land on. Well, today we're going to go ahead and tour Lakewood, Colorado, which is one of the larger cities by landmass, being 36 square miles just to the west of Denver. It's essentially connecting Denver to Golden in the foothills, and we're going to tour 3 properties today. We are going to be giving you a little bit of a history, but it's going to be a high-level tour of Lakewood because it is such a bigger city. We're not going to have time to delve into all the neighborhoods, but we want to give you a high-level understanding of what Lakewood has to offer today.
So as Robin mentioned, we're going to give you a high-level overview of the city of Lakewood today. We're going to see some of the most iconic sites here in Lakewood and show you some of our favorite neighborhoods. Right now, I'm standing in front of Casa Bonita. This is world famous actually because of the show South Park.
Casa Bonita, food and fun in a festive atmosphere. Casa Bonita, I am going to Casa Bonita. Less than a minute.
And if you've ever watched South Park, you know that they've got some great entertainment in here, including the Cliff Divers. This place was actually opened in 1973 originally, and it recently has been purchased by the owners of the creators of South Park, and they've renovated the restaurant and they're bringing it back. I've had lots of friends that have had dinner in here recently. They said the drinks are amazing, the entertainment is on point, and that's why we're here in front of Casa Bonita to show you guys today.
And if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the bell so you're notified every time we're putting one of these videos out. And we are actually going to be having our lunch today at Lady Nomada. We're not going to be having our lunch at Casa Bonita because you need to have reservations far in advance. It is that popular of a restaurant. But be sure when you come to Lakewood, Colorado, that you check out Casa Bonita in advance. So there you go. So hey, where's my segue? Here, let me redo that. And if this is your first time to the show, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the bell so you're notified every time we are putting one of these shows out.
Right now, we are pulling out on Colfax Avenue from Casa Bonita. And Colfax, or Highway 40, is actually one of the longest continuous highways in the United States. And you know, classically, Colfax is one of the ways that you would get east to west or west to east in the Denver metro area. Another main thoroughfare through the Lakewood area is Highway 6th Avenue. And that's an easy way to get out to the mountains and of course out to the east side of town too. And then over the past 12 years or so, RTD, which is the Regional Transportation District here in the Denver metro area, has installed light rail transportation. And this line that services the Lakewood area actually pretty much runs along 6th Avenue, going east to west. And there's actually about 12.1 miles covered along that, multiple stops. So if you do want to live in Lakewood, it is a convenient place where you could easily hop on a train and get right down to the city center of Denver for your workplace and then ride home once you're done so you don't have to deal with any driving or traffic.
All right, so we are about to turn south on Wadsworth Boulevard from Colfax. Reed was mentioning the good history about Colfax. It's the east and west thoroughfare. It's kind of on the north end of Lakewood. And then you have 6th Ave, which goes dead center, east and west of Lakewood. And then the 285 highway, Hamden, is kind of the southern border of Lakewood. And then your north-south thoroughfares going through Lakewood are going to be Sheridan on the east side, Wadsworth, pretty much dead center, and then Kipling, kind of towards the west of Lakewood. So we're going to be heading down to Wadsworth right now to the downtown of Lakewood, which is Belmar. And Belmar has been developed over the last 20 years. Historically, it was an old enclosed shopping mall called Villa Italia. And so that it was from the estate of the Harris of the Denver Post family, the family who owns the Denver Post. They owned this land, and the Harris then took it over, converted it into a shopping mall in the 60s. That shopping mall was pretty outdated by the 1990s, and a company called Continuum bought it in 2002, and they teamed up with Lakewood to pretty much repurpose this whole area from an old, outdated shopping mall into a newer mixed-use area where you have restaurants, you have offices, townhouses, condos, apartments, and shopping. So you have Whole Foods, you have Target. So yeah, we're gonna go take a look at Belmar right now.
So when we're talking about some neighborhoods of Lakewood, or maybe even we talk about regions of Lakewood, the first one we're going to talk about is more on the east side of Lakewood, and that is Belmar, the downtown area that Robin had just discussed. However, as you go further west in Lakewood, you get to an area where the foothills essentially meet the plains, and we get some really great recreation opportunities. Later today, we're going to go out and check out Green Mountain. That's one of the main hills here in the Lakewood area, and there's a lot of trails there where you can hike, you can bike, you can sightsee, plenty of nature out there as well. And then as you continue to go west in Lakewood, we'll end up in a neighborhood at the end of the video here, what's called Applewood. And this is a neighborhood that is indicative of a lot of mid-century modern houses, a lot of ranches that were built, kind of sprawling ranches. These oftentimes have, you know, say like 2,000 square feet or more on the main level with another full basement below. So you can easily find a house that's, you know, 4,000 to 5,000 square feet in that area. Really well-established neighborhood, lots of big trees, lots of parks, lots of walking. And that's kind of what you get more so on the west side of Lakewood compared to the east side.
So we are now pulling into Belmar, and what is great around here is when they converted this area, it went from one of the more dangerous areas to now one of the nicest areas in Lakewood. So you have, again, I mentioned earlier, Whole Foods shopping, Target. They also just put in an In-N-Out restaurant. So for those of you from California or Arizona thinking of moving out here, we do have In-N-Out. It just came here to Colorado within the last 3 years, I want to say, and this location here near Belmar is a year old. So now we are here in Belmar, and we'll just call this downtown Lakewood for namesake purposes. But just going back to a little bit of the history. So Lakewood became incorporated as a city not until 1969. And there was already so much development here. Before it became Lakewood, it was Jefferson City, and before that, it was Denver West. And so by the time it was incorporated, it already had a population of 90,000 people, which at that time was one of the larger cities in the nation. Today, or as of 2021, there are 160,000 people in the city of Lakewood. So, and going back to the history of Belmar specifically, this was the Villa Italia Mall, and it was like 500,000 square foot mall that was pretty much surrounded by parking lot. It was an enclosed shopping mall. And since it's been repurposed starting in the early 2000s, it's now 3,000 square feet of commercial area, over 20 restaurants, over 80 shops, and it's all mixed use. So they've brought in 1,200 different residences as well, between townhouses and condos and apartments. And we're actually gonna go tour one of the townhouses here in Belmar right now.
So we are here at 7030 West Virginia Avenue, right here in Belmar, downtown Lakewood. We're gonna take you through a 3-bedroom, 4-bath townhome. It's got about 2,400 square feet. It's listed right at $850, and this is really indicative of what you could get down here in Lakewood if you enjoy living close to where you work, living close to where you shop, and living close to where you eat. Let's go check it out. Standing here in the kitchen of this listing at 7030 West Virginia Ave, and it's beautiful. You can tell that this is very modern design. It's got two-tone cabinets here, European kind of style, beautiful herringbone backsplash right here. And then it's got the double-edged waterfall off the center island with the granite counters. They did some really nice features here and finishes, and it's everything you could expect from a modern townhome in Belmar. This floor plan is so functional. You have it open from the kitchen to the dining room, and then line of sight here into the living room. They also included some awesome features and finishes in here as well. You can see that they did this tile wall treatment for an accent wall here, in the living room. And then we have great access from here to your outdoor living space on the balcony. No Colorado home is complete without having some exterior living space. We get 300 plus days of sunshine in Colorado every single year. This place has a really nice little balcony here where you can have your own space outdoors, drink a cup of coffee in the morning, watch the sunrise, and enjoy some of that Colorado sun. Over the past few years, we've seen more and more people need a private office in their house. Well, here in Belmar, a lot of these units have the private office accommodated for already. Standing here in this private office with these beautiful doors that give you lots of good privacy, who knows? You might even not mind taking that other meeting if you could work in an office just like this. Give you an idea about the general floor plan of a lot of these townhomes here in Belmar. You're gonna walk in on the first level, you're gonna have your main living area, your kitchen, your dining room, etc. And then you go up another set of stairs, you'll have your bedrooms, usually 2 bedrooms, 2 baths at least. And then up another set of stairs, we're up here. This place has a loft. This loft area is great for entertaining, for hanging out as a lounge area. And it also has some really great outdoor living space on a balcony here up at the rooftop level. So this is a really common kind of layout and format for these types of houses. And if you like city living with easy access to a lot of restaurants and food and light rail, then maybe Belmar is the right place for you. We hope you enjoyed this tour of this amazing townhome right here in Belmar in Lakewood. Thank you to Judy Pottle with Remax Professionals for allowing us to tour this home. And thank you for this wonderful listing. Now we're going to head to lunch at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants, Lady Nomada. They have multiple locations across the metro area, and they have some ridiculously amazing carne asada. Let's go.
All right, so now we are stopping here at Lady Nomada, which is our favorite Mexican restaurant here in Lakewood. Right in the heart of Belmar. They have 2 locations in the whole Denver metro area. One is in Old Town Arvada, and the other is here in Belmar, Lakewood. They have excellent items on their menu. Even though we started today's tour by Casa Bonita, Casa Bonita is known for the entertainment value, not yet known for the food. So we're going to where the good food is. That's Lady Nomada. My favorite is street corn. Reed's favorite is the carne asada. So let's go on and take a look at the menu. Here at Lady Nomada, and I am having my favorite street corn with the chips and salsa, which is delicious, and a non-alcoholic beer. It's a work day, it's not happy hour yet, but want to talk to you guys about the Parks and Rec that Lakewood has to offer. Lakewood's actually host to like over 80 parks. Belmar Park is probably the biggest one. It's where the city center is, where the cultural center is, heritage center, literally just across Wadsworth Boulevard from where we are. There's a couple other well-known parks like O'Kane Park and Adambrook Park. But yeah, having over 80 parks in this 36 square mile area definitely makes it a family-friendly city to live in. Also, some of the areas that I've really enjoyed recreating in Lakewood, one, Green Mountain. That has some of my favorite trail running and mountain biking. It is purely exposed, but it's kind of like a monolith rock at the west end of Lakewood that you can go to the Hayden Trailhead, which is on the east side of Green Mountain, and you can start climbing from there. I love going there early in the morning because you tend to get a good sunset coming over from the east that you can look at from Green Mountain. The Bear Creek Trail, I tend to do trail runs along that creek as well, or along that trail, sorry. So those are 2 of my favorite areas to recreate here in Lakewood, Green Mountain and the Bear Creek Trail. So what I love doing when I'm at Green Mountain is I love going in the morning, like around 6, 7 a.m., depending on the time of year, getting up to the top of the mountain and checking out the sunrise, looking out east as it's kind of cresting over Denver. It's always really nice to get that view of the city and seeing the sun come up from the east. So yeah, my 2 favorite areas to recreate in Lakewood would be Green Mountain and the Bear Creek Trail.
Lakewood is a place that you really get to enjoy everything that Colorado has to offer. One of my favorite places to recreate is Bear Creek Lake. And this is where Bear Creek runs out into the lake, the reservoir, just on the west side of town right here. There's a really cool swim beach that a lot of people like to go and lounge on, bring their kids down there, wade in the water, do some swimming. You can also bring your paddleboard and go out on Bear Creek Lake. You'll see a lot of people in the summertime recreating down there. Another super well-known landmark here in the Denver, Colorado area that's very close to Lakewood is Red Rocks Amphitheater. If you've never been to Red Rocks to watch a show, you're definitely missing out. Check them out online. They host a ton of shows every season, and this is one of the best natural amphitheaters in the whole nation. There's literally red sandstone monolith rocks that surround the seating area, and it's just a really picturesque place to watch a show.
So now we are heading over to Green Mountain, which is pretty much the southwestern area of Lakewood, but want to take advantage of this time that we're driving and just talk a little bit more about what's been going on here in Lakewood as far as the growth or the lack thereof over the last few years. So in 2019, a citizen-led petition went to the city council to propose a growth cap initiative similar to what Boulder and Golden communities have here in Colorado, where they limit the amount of growth and the amount of new homes that can be built. Here in Lakewood, it was limited to 1% of the current housing stock would only be permitted per year. And you know, the citizens of Lakewood obviously thought that Lakewood was growing too quickly and had concerns, and they wanted to put a stop to that. So that was going from 2019 until 2023. When the state of Colorado, the state legislature, passed a bill that essentially repealed all municipal growth cap initiatives. So they took away the growth cap initiative in Boulder, in Golden, and in Lakewood. So what that means for housing is when there is a growth cap initiative in place, that limits the supply of housing in that area. So that tends to push prices up. You know, Golden and Boulder are obviously two of the highest priced areas in the Denver metro area, and Lakewood was probably going to be on their way to being up there with them. So with all that said, now they've repealed that growth cap initiative, and we expect to start seeing more supply coming into the housing market here in Lakewood.
Another question that a lot of people ask us is about the school districts here in Lakewood. And Lakewood is located within Jefferson County School District. That is considered typically one of the best school districts around here in our area. However, as always, we recommend that you do your own research on schools. There's a lot of good websites where you can get information about testing and scores. Additionally to that, we do have something called open enrollment here in Jefferson County, and that allows you to place a request to enroll your student in a different school that might not be the closest to your actual location. So that is an opportunity that a lot of people take advantage of, open enrollment in Jefferson County School District. One of the neighborhoods that a lot of people have been interested in, because it's a newer neighborhood and it is on the west side of Lakewood, overlooking the foothills, is called Solterra. And actually my wife's mom and stepdad used to live there, so I know the neighborhood quite well. We actually did our wedding reception in Colorado at the clubhouse. So they have a wonderful clubhouse with an infinity pool, kind of overlooking Red Rocks Amphitheater, looking at the foothills. There's a lot of homes in there that were built in between, say, like 2010 and 2017. And then they recently just started another development. It's called Red Rocks Ranch, and it's just down the hill from Solterra. This is a place where you can get single family detached homes that are new build in an established community. And you know, generally you can get into there for somewhere between, like, say, the $750,000 and $1 million range, depending on the size of house. The prices do go up if you're looking for something bigger than that. But Solterra and West Lakewood is a great place for you to check out. I'm standing right here at a park overlooking Solterra, which is right behind me. Just mentioned that earlier, and this is one of the most desirable neighborhoods in Lakewood. As you can see, it's just south of Green Mountain right here. You have direct access to a lot of trails, a lot of access to recreation, and you're just right across the road from Red Rocks Amphitheater as well, which we can see over here in the foothills to my left or to the west. We are here in front of 1546 South Wright Street. We're kind of like on the west side-ish, the Lakewood area, and this house is listed at $750,000. Thank you to Kimberly Jr. with Coldwell Banker for allowing us to tour this house. We appreciate that. And this is kind of indicative of what you can find in one of these more established neighborhoods. These homes were usually built in the 60s and 70s. This is a ranch right here. It's about 1,500 square feet on the main level with an unfinished basement. And it's got 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Let's go check this place out. So they've updated this kitchen really nicely. You can see that they've got the quartz countertops, the new cabinets. You got plenty of light coming in from the west windows right here, and a lot of good space for both your prep space as well as your dining space over here in the dining room. So a lot of people like these kind of neighborhoods with these homes that were built in the 50s and 60s because you usually get a lot bigger yards and lot space with these homes. On the other hand, if you want something that's more new and modern, of course, you're gonna have a smaller lot space and more limited outdoor space. Another thing to note about these type of homes is, one thing to note is that a lot of these homes that were built in the 50s and 60s don't always have an ensuite with a primary bedroom. Luckily, this one does, and you can see that right here. I mentioned earlier that an older home in an older neighborhood like this gives you a lot more outdoor space. This home has a nice covered patio right here that we're sitting under, and probably a big yard as well. So if you like to garden or you like to do yard work, then maybe a house like this is right for you.
Cool, so we are at our third and final stop of today's tour, and we're in the Applewood Bluffs neighborhood, just south Applewood neighborhood. In Applewood, you see a lot of the mid-century modern style homes, a lot of custom homes, homes on bigger lot sizes. Here in Applewood Bluffs, we're at this lovely property, 12422 West 16th Drive. Listed by Ali Van Westenberg of Keller Williams. It's a lovely 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom house, 4,900 square feet, custom built in 1998, and you have a lot of windows that we're going to be able to see views of the mountains. And let's go take a look. It's a kind of Southwest style, adobe style with cosmopolitan flair. So let's go on and take a look at this one. All right, so we are here in this amazing kitchen at 12422 West 16th Drive. You have lovely quartz countertops, all stainless steel appliances. You got wine storage on top of the refrigerator, ample storage with all the cabinets here. And then take a look at this. You have a whole walk-in pantry back in here, which is incredible and has its own window looking out to the southwest there. This is perfect for entertaining because you just lead right out here to this back patio that sits out here and gathers plenty of sunlight from the south. What I love about this house though is take a look at all of the windows. Look at all the natural light that you're gonna have here year round. You got views of the whole mountain range, really spreading from South Table Mountain to North Table Mountain and Golden, and then all the way up to the Flatirons in Boulder. So you can see pretty much the whole front range of mountains here looking from south to north. Wow. Cool, we are here now in the formal dining room of 12422 West 16th Drive. And again, this house is lovely. It's listed at $1.75 million. What I love about this home is the mass amount of windows. You have so much light just beaming in through here. Right now, we're looking pretty much northwest, but we have a straight view of the mountains all the way up the mountain chain, South Table Mountain, North Table Mountain, all the way up to the Flatirons outside of Boulder. You can even see Long's Peak. I mean, this is like one of the best views that I think I've seen in a home in the Denver metro area. So I'm in awe. You guys definitely have to take a look at this property. We are in the primary bedroom now, and again, I just can't get over the mass amount of windows and views, even better views from up here because we're above the dining room that we were just talking. In this primary bedroom, you have your own fireplace. You have a nice little kind of reading nook here. And if you come back over here, you enter into the bathroom and There's the light. You get dual sinks, tub, shower, but what's amazing, you walk into this closet and check out what you have. Your laundry's right here in the closet. You can't beat that. All right, so we're wrapping up here at 12422 West 16th Drive here in the Applewood Bluffs. And I just want to thank Allie Van Westenberg, the listing agent here for Keller Williams. And I was able to speak with the owner of the property, and she shared some nice insights about what she loves about living here. And that was from the views that you just saw here on the video. You're able to see, for example, 4th of July fireworks. You're able to see all 4 seasons from those windows. You can see the colors change. And she mentioned a lot of the kind of younger families are starting to move into this neighborhood. Everyone gets along, so there's a really nice kind of friendly vibe here in Applewood Bluffs. So just want to go ahead and wrap up and thank you for coming along with this tour. Hopefully, if you're interested in relocating here to the metro area, come check out Applewood Bluffs. And if this happens to still be on the market by the time you're viewing this video, definitely come take a look at it. We're happy to show this property for you.
We hope you enjoyed the tour of Lakewood today. We started at Casa Bonita and went down to the Belmar downtown area, ate some lunch, saw some houses down there. We cruised back west and saw another home in a more established neighborhood for right around $750,000. And then we finished up here in Applewood at this $1.725 million home with the amazing views. So we covered a lot of space today, and we hope that you guys got a lot of value. As always, if you're interested or have any questions, please reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We're happy to hear from you. We love helping people to relocate here to the Denver metro area. And if this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and then tap the bell if you'd like to be notified for when we release new videos. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.